The Democratic Party literally marginalized Arab American, Palestinian, and Muslim American voters. Kamala Harris did not really, in my opinion, make any effort to really win over the votes of these demographics. Kamala Harris continued to parrot the usual talking points about humanitarian aid and about what's happening in Gaza being devastated without any action plan. She was asked many times, would you break from the policies of Joe Biden or in the ways in which Joe Biden has addressed the genocide in Gaza? And she has said no multiple times. Donald Trump engaged in outreach in the Muslim American community. He went and visited mosques. He met with religious leaders. He had billboards all across Dearborn. I'm having deja vu of 2016. I was a frontline organizer when Donald Trump was president, so I'm not looking forward to the next 4 years. But the Trump campaign did the outreach. They filled in a gap that was left by the Democratic Party. And all Kamala Harris had to say in this election was, I will uphold international law. I will actually enforce the laws we already have on the books when it comes to military aid to any country violating human rights. But the campaign made a calculation. They made a calculation that they did not need Arab American, Muslim American, and Palestinian American voters, that they can actually win this election without this important electorate. They were too busy courting Liz Cheney and her friends instead of coming to Michigan and actually having deep, courageous conversations with the critics of the Kamala and Biden administration. So this is a devastating moment for our communities. Donald Trump is someone that we know very well. We don't only know him on domestic policy, we know him also on foreign policy. He gave sovereignty to Israel over the Golan Heights. He declared Jerusalem the capital of Israel. There is an Israeli settlement that is named after Donald Trump. His son-in-law, Jared Kushner, believes that Gaza is this beautiful waterfront property. We are going to be in big trouble. And I blame that solely on the Democratic Party and one of the worst run campaigns that I've seen in my 23 years in organizing. I was on the ground in Pitt County, North Carolina. I was in Saginaw, Michigan. I was in Dearborn. I went to Georgia, and I did not see the type of field operation that is worthy of our communities. And Joe Biden had the Democratic House, Senate, and White House in his first 2 years, and he couldn't deliver on things like protecting and expanding voting rights. He blamed Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema for being obstacles to his agenda. He couldn't even get 2 Democrats in line to pass legislation. Lots of women across the country care about things like reproductive rights. Why didn't the Joe Biden administration push Congress to codify Roe? We are in this situation because Democrats want to be in power, but they don't know how to use their power once they are in office. And that is a failure of the party. And the party has to go back to its roots if it wants to move from here. You are either going to be loyal to your base, which majority supported ceasefire and support arms embargo against Israel, that support progressive issues, or you're going to continue to try to recruit a constituency that does not exist, that did not turn out for you in this election.